Hello, this is Grace from VanHack, and today we have a very successful case here, Everton Moraes. Welcome to our session, Everton. Thank you so much for accepting this invite from VanHack. We were really looking forward to talk to you and understand how's everything going after this long journey to get your dream job abroad. How are you today?
Oh, thank you so much for the opportunity. Great. I'm pretty well. Thank you so much. How are you? How have you been?
Yeah, it's been amazing. Thank you so much. Everton, the intention today is to have this talk to understand where you came from, what happened, how was your story with VanHack, and also, share some tips and motivate some people to pursue their career and their
Absolutely.
jobs. So,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
great. I would like to hear from you. So, can you tell me about yourself? So, where did you start and where it's everything now?
Yeah, yeah, sure. I'm 31 years old. I'm Brazilian. I've been working with software engineer for almost 15 years. I started very early. So I was in high school and I went to early college. That helped me a lot to get my first internship. Then I went to college, started to work as well as a software developer, software engineer, programmer, name it the way that you want. I worked with different companies along my career. Worked with human resources company, financial, also worked with food delivery, rewards company. Now I'm working for a consulting company here in Canada. So most of my background is focused on backend development, but sometimes I play a little bit with front end. Sometimes I play a little bit with infrastructure. Uh, cloud cloud is something that I've been more focused on nowadays. But yeah, I think that's a very short summary about my profile.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing. And I would like to hear from you. You told me about this, starting early and having different experience along your career. So why did you decide what was that point, a specific point that you decided to apply for a job abroad and you said, oh, this is something I really want to.
Yeah, well, I really wanted to I really like to travel since I was a teenager. So I wanted to experience different cultures and go to different places and see the world on a different perspective. I came to Canada in 2015 before I moved here, just for like study English and visit and when I came back after a month, I was really frustrated because I wanted to stay more. And at that time, I didn't have like the knowledge. I didn't know there are like many possibilities for people to live in Canada. For me, I knew that you could be hired for a company, but for me, it it was something like impossible, something that it couldn't be for me. At the time I was working in a company in a big bank back in Brazil,
Mhm.
and I was talking with a friend of mine, and he told me that no, you should go and try to find a job or maybe immigrate like to Canada mm, like directly. You go for it. Don't give up. So then I started to look for opportunities, for methods, for different ways to come to Canada, and then I found out about VanHack.
Oh,
uh and yeah, so that's how everything started, and the rest is history, I think.
yeah, I would like to hear from you. So how did your story with VanHack started? Well, who was the first person to talk to you? It was a
Yeah.
recruiter. Who talked to you first? And share with us.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, I remember at the time that I found out about VanHack, at a first glance I was kind of thinking too much. I overthink too much sometimes, but I was like thinking, oh, how can a company can help like, people to get job abroad, like to get jobs in Canada. This is something. This is too good for me, I
Yes.
think. So then in 2018, early 2018, I got a LinkedIn message from Ilya, and he was inviting me to participate on a recruitment fair that they were promoting in Brazil. And their goal was to hire as many software engineers as they could, because there's like a big company here in Canada, and they were needing like software engineers. And since they really like the Brazilian software engineers, I think they liked the way that we work, because we're usually like hard workers, and
Oh, like,
we and we, well, we are kind of different, I think. Maybe because of the culture, or maybe because of I don't know. So they really wanted to hire Brazilians. So yeah, I was invited for Ilya first. Then I was like, is it true? So, but well, I just gave it a try. I applied for the for the recruitment fair, and yeah, I participated. There are like a lot of before the fair happened, because the fair was more like a how do we say, like a hackathon day. So before that day happened, we were prepared by VanHack. So we had a lot of sessions with the advisors. So the advisors came through our profiles. We had mock interviews. We had also sessions helping us how to answer specific soft skills questions, how to portray in front of the interviewers. Also, we had some other sessions related to technology, like talking a little bit about the tech stack that the client would use. So we were kind of prepared beforehand, just to attend the recruitment fair, because the recruitment fair was promoted or VanHack organized, but people from the company came to the recruitment fair, so we were interviewed by them. You know, and it was pretty fun, to be honest. It was a really nice experience. I've never had like uh, a, like a an interview like that, because it was like a whole day. Like I spent like 8 hours being interviewed, and also coding and being interviewed. So that's pretty fun, because the other I had applied before for some other companies abroad, uh, and it wasn't as that dynamic as the hack as this VanHack event. They're mostly like online via Zoom chat, mostly like questions and answers. So it was pretty fun. It was like I felt very comfortable. So I could be myself. I could be who I really am. I didn't need to pretend I was like someone,
awesome.
like I was like better, or like there was awesome. I just like I was who I am, and yeah, I got the job. So I think that worked.
And how do you think this preparation helped you to get the job?
I think the preparation was pivotal, because as I mentioned, I had some interviews before went to this specific one that brought me to Canada, and I got a lot of no's, of course. And the preparation made a huge difference, because I was prepared. I was prepared to be interviewed by Brazilian companies mostly. And when we are talking about a Canadian company, or a company about for on a different country, I believe this cultural shock talks a lot. So VanHack helped us to like give proper answers. Apart from that, I see lots of people, they are afraid about English. Sometimes sometimes the interviewer asks something and you don't understand, you just get panicked, and you might like slip a wrong answer, or you might be misunderstood. So VanHack also helped us to, like with some tricks, some techniques to, like if you don't understand, you can maybe rephrase or add, like answer, but ask again the same question, in a very smooth way, So it was pivotal. I think VanHack helped on that preparation was really important.
Yeah, I run mock interviews here at VanHack nowadays, right, Everton. So what I tell the candidates, and I try to make everyone aware, is the mock interview, the preparation session we offer, especially for that, it's your chance to make mistakes, right? So you're allowed to make mistakes, to rephrase everything, to think in a different perspective.
Yes, as I remember. I remember till now my first mock interview I had with Ilya, and he had, no, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. Please change it. And I change it, and yeah, so
That's good to
yeah,
change it,
I think
right?
that worked. Yes, that worked, right?
Awesome. And regarding the interview itself, when was the time? How was that for you? How was the experience, the sensations you had? Can you share?
Well, yes, sure. At the recruitment fair, I think I had three interviews at the same day. Uh, one of them was more like soft skills. I was very, I was very like panicked to talk to the recruiter. It was like very intimidating for me because it was the first time that I was like talking to an interviewer like face to face. The other interviews were like were via Zoom, so the tension is way more bigger like in person. Uh, but the interview was pretty nice. So he was like very polite. Every time that he asked something, I try to answer, not be like, not with long answers, but with like objective answers, like going straight to the point and giving them what they wanted to listen. Also, there are like some times that I think a couple of questions I didn't understand. Not all the English part, but maybe some different terminology that they they use that I wasn't aware of, because English is not my first language, so that might happen. But what I asked was like, oh, so that means XYZ? Yes, that means XYZ. So I could have like the chance to answer properly, you know. About the technical interviews, I had two technical interviews. The second technical interview was more like uh, kind of a trivia question. So they're like questions related to software engineering, technology. It was something that was okay for me because I was like I'm more used to technology, so it wasn't that hard. But the third interview was something hard for me because it was kind of a code review. So the interviewer, he asked me to show the code that I was doing during the day and walk him through. So I had to show him what I was coding, and he asked why did I why did I take that decision instead of XYZ, and I had like to come with arguments. Uh, so this sounds very intimidating, because it's like someone that doesn't work with you and is looking through your code. Sometimes the person can be very judgmental. Sometimes the person can be like very questionable. But this interview he was like very nice. He seemed to pay a lot of attention about what I was talking about. He was like interested in the other one, and I think this is a good tip. So if you see that the interview is like interested in hear more, just give the interviewer more information. Talk to the interviewer. So yeah, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, and I had another interview at the end. Not at the end. It was like two weeks later. It was my job offer. So basically, they
And how was the feeling?
Yes, yes. It was like, yeah, it was. I was like, to be honest, I didn't know it was the job offer. So I jumped on a Zoom call, and the interviewer started to ask me about some more like personal stuff, like how's the weather like today? How are you? This, that. I was like, okay, this is odd. And then he came, okay, we want you on our team. So that's pretty exciting. So yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Everton, well, it's still a lot involved, right? Well, the selection
Yeah.
process, preparation, and then, well, you mentioned about being in Canada before and having this. Well, I was frustrated because I couldn't stay more and I wanted more. So I want to hear from you. From what I hear from you, it sounds like Canada was part of your career dream at the same point once you visit there, right? Am I right?
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because I wanted to live here, right? And having a job opportunity abroad is like a big thing that I believe like almost everybody that works in tech wants, right? Yeah. So I think the problem for me was more like I didn't have enough information. I didn't know how to proceed to get the opportunity, And VanHack was kind of pivotal in that part, They kind of helped VanHack helped me to be here, like to get the job and live here in Canada now.
And
It's
about the
been 5 years.
process, because it can be scary, right? Well, you
Yes, yes, yes.
company, you apply, you were in a million interviews, and then
Yes,
how was
yes,
the
yeah.
relocation process for you?
I'm sorry?
How was the visa and the relocation process for you?
Okay, the visa and relocation process. Yes. So basically, when they hired me, there are like different methods that they could help us to get a work visa here. So the method that they chose for me was via an LMIA exempt. So they didn't generate an LMIA for me. It's a specific visa. It looks like a working holiday visa, but it's not. So I had to issue this visa through what they call recognized organization, and the recognized organization that does that for Canada in Brazil is Isaac. So I had to contact them, to contact Isaac, and they provide me like a letter kind of thing. And I use this letter to apply for the visa. My visa wasn't that difficult to apply for the visa. I just needed this letter. Also, the company gave me some documentation, and I also needed to fill up with my other information, right? Like 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 passport, birth certificate, also university diploma, and this kind of stuff. And if I'm not wrong, it took me like 30 days to get my visa done, but it was like in 2018. It was before all this this thing, right? I don't know how visa processes are right now, but basically it took me a month. I know people that usually have an LMIA, they get their visa faster, but for me, 30 days wasn't that bad. And also, I think 30 days was like good because you can have like time to prepare yourself, because moving from one country to another country requires your time. So I had time like to prepare myself, not only the bureaucracy but also mentally. This is something very important that most of people they think it's just like move it, but also you need to have like some mental preparation, because it's a different country, it's a different language, different culture. So yeah, and the relocation part was something that the company helped us as well. So for the first 15 days, the company paid for a Airbnb. So actually, it was on a reimbursement mode. So I had to pay with my money, and then they reimbursed me. So yeah, for 15 days they of Airbnb, and also they paid for my flight ticket. So it was another good thing too, you know, depending on the place that you are in the world, it might be like expensive. So it was a good perk. But yeah,
That's awesome. Wow,
that's
it's
this.
wow, an amazing journey for sure. It's challenging for sure, but I highlight everything you were telling me because, well, also an immigrant here, so I know how you feel. So,
Yes,
Everton, thank you so much for sharing. But if I
no
could ask
problem.
about one more thing, is what kind of tips would you give to young hackers looking to, well, get hired abroad to find their dream job? What that would be?
Oh yeah. Okay, so first tip I would say study the language. I think it's very important. Study English. Don't think your English is not good enough, you know, but it's important to always like study. Find different ways to study and get involved with the with an English world. Okay. Second thing I would say is uh, get prepared, like not only with the technical part. I think we developers we're always thinking about technology, like okay, I need to learn this, that, and now with AI and chat GPT and everything, people think that we have to learn only this to get a job abroad, but it's not only about the technology. You also need to work on your soft skills, you know. So people valued a lot, like people that can work on a group, that can communicate with each other, you know. So soft skills are important as well. And the third thing that I would say is do not give up. One thing that I say to everybody is, if I'm here today, anyone can be here. I'm not better than anyone. I think everybody can make it. So of course, do not give up. If you get your first no, do not give up. I know that's very sad when you hear like a negative answer from a company, but do not give up. You just need one yes to get the opportunity. You know, you just need one yes. So it's better you to uh, get ready and prepare and like go for it and apply, because you just need one yes. Of course, I heard like lots of no's, but yeah, when I got the yes, I just move it and yeah, that's it. So yeah, do not give up, guys.
Well, thank you very much, Everton, once again for joining us
No
today. I
problem.
hope everything keep going as well for you. And hopefully, well, we have more and more people getting their jobs abroad. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Thank you, Gray. Thank you so much, Gray.